Well, hello everyone. I'm Rockin' Larry Locke, and I'm feeling really nostalgic today. I saw something earlier and it just sparked something in me. It made me remember something I was really fond of growing up as a kid, and just how amazing those times were. Now, it's only about 20 seconds long. We're going to watch that real quick here, and then we'll get into some light codes as I discuss the issue.
Today, don't know what it's like to live in a house with yellow tar stains dripping down the walls. Relive the glorious 70s, 80s, and 90s with the new Smoker House playset from the Real Rig series. This house has enough secondhand smoke to give an elephant a buzz. Comes complete with authentic tar stains, black lungs, a pile of beer cans, and an empty refrigerator.
Man, it really was like that. My grandparents, oh my God, their drapes were just yellow. I mean, they'd have to have them professionally cleaned every couple of months. It was really bad. They smoked like 5 packs of cigarettes a day each. It was a crazy time, There was a time where 60% of the people in the United States smoked, but it wasn't really that even. It was just you could smoke anywhere and everywhere, and people did, right? If you didn't like it, if you didn't like secondhand smoke back then, you'd have to lump it, seriously. If you're, unless you really lived or consciously aware of living a lot in, I don't know, nowhere after the early 1990s. I mean, so if you're, damn, I'm getting old now. So if you're under 40, you really don't know what I'm talking about. Sure, there's isolated cases where you go to somebody's house and it's smoke filled, but not on a mass scale like our society was. So, you're really lucky in that regards, and I smoke, by the way, and I didn't start till I was 38. I didn't start cigarettes till I was 38. Yeah, crazy stuff. Another thing that was really wild, you guys, is that you could smoke in grocery stores. I'll tell you, it makes me so nostalgic. And the music you'd hear then, the thought of hearing any of that rock and roll in a grocery store was unthinkable. In fact, take a trip down memory lane with me. Oh, there it was. Circa sometime 1984, 82, 83. Mom and Dad had come home after being out at the bar on the weekend. I was an only child. And we go out to the grocery store, and boy, all the cigarette butts on the floor everywhere you'd go. There'd be Dad over there checking out the lettuce in the vegetable section with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, and then, or, one in his hand, hanging it over the vegetables, going through all the vegetables with a fine-tooth comb. Yeah, and Mom would just be smoking away too, and there I would be with the shopping cart just going crazy, all up and down each aisle, running into shit, playing Tony Hawk, or, like I was one of the Z Boys, like I was Jay Adams or Tony Alva or Peralta, running into shit, surfing, knocking things over, and, my mom would say, oh, you knocked that off, and I'd get right back at it, and Mom would just look at people and go, oh, that's my boy, when I'd run over another display. I just remember those times, and there'd be Dad, another fun activity was I'd be ducking and dodging his cigarette he'd have in his hand so I didn't get burned by it. It was quite the game as we were going down the aisle, and he used one to light up another one. Oh, those were quite the times. Gosh, I'll tell you. Nostalgia. And the music then, oh, you would never hear any rock and roll at all. This fine stuff I'm listening to now, that was all it was. That was all you had. But I just remember ducking and getting so good I could duck and dodge Dad's cigarette like that, and watch as he inspected every leaf of lettuce. He'd go through a couple cigarettes, of course, while he took the time to do that, and wherever he stood was his ashtray, and so was everybody else's back then in the grocery stores. And I was an only child, so, Mom would just laugh it off if I ran into a display and knocked it over 3 or 4 times during a shopping trip with a shopping cart, like I said, pretending I was one of the Z Boys or some shit. But, oh, I just miss it so much. God, those were the days, And this music, who couldn't get enough of this music ever, right? And what happened was all these non-smoking radicals came in, and now you can't even get packs of cigarettes at school anymore. I mean, whatever happened to the little goodie sacks they used to give the kids for Halloween? How come they don't put packs of cigarettes in those anymore? Well, I don't know, folks, but gosh, thanks for taking this trip down memory lane with me. I love you all so very much.